Hi guys and welcome to Strength Universe. Following my video comparing Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall in the deadlift, Dre Jr. requested a video of the same criteria, this time between Hafthor Bjornsson, who stands 6'9" tall with a peak body weight of 210 kilograms or 463 pounds, and Eddie Hall, who's reportedly 6'2.5" tall and peaked at 196 kilograms or 432 pounds. Hafthor and Eddie first faced off at the 2012 Europe's Strongest Man, where they achieved an identical best of 390 kilograms or 860 pounds before failing in the next round at 410 kilograms. After recording a draw in their first encounter, the athletes would next meet at the following year's Europe's Strongest Man, which this time featured a 380 kilogram or 838 pound deadlift for reps, in which the athletes would both record 11 repetitions. Following their second draw, the overall score remains the same at 0 wins each. The competitors would next meet at the 2014 Europe's Strongest Man in the deadlift for max. This time Hafthor pulled a best of 420 kilograms, but this wasn't enough to beat Eddie, who'd started to specialise in the deadlift and recorded a pull of 446 kilograms and thus takes the lead. Eddie and Hafthor would next meet 3 months later in the Strongman Champions League in Malaysia, where they both had to deadlift 360 kilograms or 794 pounds for repetitions. Following a third draw in 4 competitions, the scores remained the same at 1-0 going into the first of several meetings in 2015, which begins in March at the Arnold Strongman Classic, which was the final time the Hummer Tire deadlift would be featured. At this event, Hafthor failed to register a lift, and Eddie would pull 504 kilograms or 1,111 pounds, to finish just behind Brian Shaw. With Eddie recording his second win in their 5 encounters, he now leads at 2-0. The following month, Eddie and Hafthor would meet at that year's World's Strongest Man, that required the athletes to pull 369 kilograms or 814 pounds from a small deficit as many times as possible within 60 seconds.
Competitors. Big Brit Eddie Hall looking powerful.
In this event, the athletes looked relatively closely matched until Hafthor lost his grip while attempting a 7th rep, which means Eddie extends his lead to 3 wins. The athletes' final encounter in 2015 would be at the World Deadlift Championships, where Hafthor pulled a massive personal best of 450 kilograms, and Eddie Hall would set his second conventional deadlift world record with a lift of 463 kilograms or 1,021 pounds. Following a total of 7 competitions, Eddie leads by 4-0 going into the 2016 Arnold Strongman Classic, which saw the introduction of the Rogue Elephant Bar deadlift, on which Hafthor achieved a very impressive 443 kilograms, but this wasn't enough to beat Eddie, who set the inaugural world record of 465 kilograms or 1,026 pounds. Their results at the 2016 Arnold's leaves Eddie leading 5-0. Eddie and Hafthor competed again just over 5 months later at the World's Strongest Man in the deadlift for max. On a stiff bar and pulling from a small deficit, Hafthor achieved a best of 420 kilograms or 926 pounds, and Eddie would jointly win the event with Brian Shaw by pulling 445 kilograms or 981 pounds. This win takes Eddie to a 6-0 lead in the overall results going into the athlete's final year of competing, which started on the 1st of April at the 2017 Europe's Strongest Man, in a 363 kilogram or 800 pound deadlift for reps.
Strapped on, you allowed straps in Strongman, reps to be two of the most powerful men on the planet. That is power right there from Eddie Hall, who's of course done 500 kilos. Bjornsson is very fit and looking strong. There's 8. How many more? And the Icelanders behind him shout stop.
While Eddie took the win by achieving 8 reps to Hafthor's 8, it should be noted that at this stage Hafthor knew that 8 reps was sufficient for second place, and left him in a comfortable position to win the overall competition. The final time our athletes would face off would be at the 2017 World's Strongest Man finals, where Hafthor pulled a very comfortable 460 kilograms, but was unable to match Eddie's 472.5 kilos or 1,042 pounds. This result means that Eddie wins the overall by 8 wins to 0. Finally, we look at who had the most overall success in the deadlift across their competition history, and on this basis Eddie takes the win, having won 65% of all the competitions that he entered, compared to Hafthor's 32.69%. While it's clear that Eddie dominated the deadlift until his retirement, we should consider that Hafthor didn't start to specialise in the event until 2018. From which point he won every deadlift event he competed in, and arguably superseded all of Eddie's previous world records. That brings me towards the end of the video, but please leave a comment below letting me know who you think was the better deadlifter and why. But in doing so, please remain respectful to the athletes and each other. I've left credits and my social media links in the description below, so please check those out and give them a follow. And finally, if you enjoyed the video, please help to support the algorithm by smashing like, sharing the video, and if you haven't done so already, by subscribing. Thank you.